Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first attempt at doing a live stream on multiple platforms. I am here today with a heavily requested unboxing for a game that just came in. It is my longest outstanding Kickstarter that I was waiting on, and I am very excited to get to show you everything in Numiji. For those that don't know, Namiji is the follow-up standalone game to Tokaido. Which we can also unbox because I haven't actually ever opened it. But I have been excited for this one for a long time. And I'm really looking forward to getting to show you all what is in it because the components are beautiful. So without further ado, I am going to open it. So far, I have just opened the box. I haven't actually unwrapped anything. So I am looking forward to seeing all of this stuff just as much as you are. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It is just me on the stream, so typing in the chat's probably not going to happen, but I will try to answer questions as we go. So, actually, I'll show you the back of the box too. Also, this box is massive. Just like for size head comparison, this thing is huge. So here we have the back. So Namiji is for 2 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, plays in about 30 to 45 minutes. And the back just says, welcome fishermen to the crystalline waters of feudal Japan and Namiji. 2 to 5 players take to the sea to discover the hidden marvels of the Japanese coast. To win, you will have to spend the most fruitful day at sea. Ride the tide to find amazing marine landscapes, fill up your rack with vibrantly colored fish, and collect fresh crustaceans. Also, look at this dolphin. So, while you're on your journey, you will encounter opportunities to upgrade your fishing gear and show your devotion to the sea spirits. Perhaps they will grant their divine rewards to you if you abide by their will. In Namiji, experienced travelers will recognize some of the basic rules established by its spiritual predecessor, Tokaido. This new journey will also require a sharp sense of strategy and methodical planning. However, a journey at sea also holds unique challenges. Patience and observation will send you sailing to victory. So, what's in the box exactly? We have 1 game board, 5 boat boards that are double-sided, 10 boat figurines, 5 score pawns, 60 panorama cards, 3 panorama bonus cards, 20 dock cards, 20 sacred rock cards, 20 offering figures, 50 crustacean tokens, 48 fish tokens, 12 net tokens, 5 early bird tokens, 1 fabric bag, 1 rulebook, and 1 art book. So it is worth noting this is the version from Kickstarter, so I honestly don't know if the retail version is going to be the exact same or not, but we will dive into this one. So let's unbox it. So Namiji is by Funforge Games, and all right. So first up, we have some punch boards and rulebook. So let's pull that out. I'm going to pull this aside for the moment so that way we can just focus on one thing at a time. All right, moment of truth is, can I open this with the X-Acto knife without ripping anything? Okay. Took me a long time to learn how to use X-Acto knives. So I have to say, these are the largest punch boards I have ever seen. I don't think I've ever actually seen boards that weren't like your standard box size before or smaller. And I'm really impressed. They even have artwork on the punch board, but I don't think is actually part of the game. I think it's just artwork. So first up, we have the art of Namiji. This is just a book. So preface, introduction. It's in both English and French. So it's the different boats that are going to be in the game. And this version does have full color boats, which is really cool. And I can't wait to show them to you. So let's see. We have, actually, all right. So we have classic fishing boats, which are these ones. We have more fantastical fishing boats. We have ghost ships. We have this cool little green boat situation. Some more boats. I'm a big fan of the pink boat. This is the yokai boat, which I also have several games about yokai because it seems to be a popular theme lately, and I think it's really cool. All the different art images from this, the little village, the sketch of the village. This is always fun to say when you can kind of appreciate where the art came from and where it went. Some more of the tokens. Some more sketches. Here's that dolphin from the back of the book that I was talking about. The octopus. There's an octopus on one of the boats, and it's really cool. And a whale. All right. So next up, we have the rule book. I'm curious to see if this is both in English and in French, or if it's just English. So I already like this rule book. It's very light and short. There's a lot of game in this box, but it's kind of reassuring to know that it is not going to take forever and a half to learn how to play. So there are special rules for 2-player games worth noting. I hope somebody comes out with a solo mode for this because I would like to be able to play it by myself sometimes. All right, so punch boards. We have quite a few things here. We have crabs, we have shrimp, other shrimp, more crabs. We have like the dolphins, the whale, the octopus. I'm guessing these are going to be important because they seem to be across it. But this is what I was trying to talk about with the board. Even the boards are just decorated. They're also numbered, which is kind of nice. So I guess that way you know exactly how many you should have and you're not missing anything. Backs seem to be kind of the same. So we punched out a dolphin unintentionally. So let's see. So it's not super thick, but it's nice and sturdy. All right. Moving onward to our next board here. We have fish and some fish that look like eels. So there's some stingrays. So there's a bunch of single tokens, and then there are some like domino shaped ones down here. These ones are all the same on the back. They do not match their fronts. So I'm guessing that these are going to be some form of a mystery and you don't know exactly what one you're picking. All right, next up, we have the board. Bear with me because this is 100% not going to fit on top of the desk that I am doing this on. Holy cow, this thing is huge. Wow. Oh my God. This might be the biggest game board I've ever played on. I feel like I'm wearing a hat. All right, let's see if I can get this into the camera view here. All right. So for reference, if you look at the screen with just me, this is how large this board actually is. That's only half the board. Here's our other half as I knock everything down. All right. Let me try to do this in segments instead. This is probably easier to see. Let's readjust slightly there. All right. So this is half of our board. I'm going to try to hold up like a quarter at a time so that way you can actually see how pretty it is. So we have the village, we have some ships, we have different spaces with all of the different sea creatures on it, some origami ship spaces. Then on this side, the board kind of continues around. There's spots for drawing cards. On the back here, we have the board that continues. There's a score tracker, it looks like, on the bottom over here. And then the last side has the different pieces. I think these are bonus tokens, if I remember correctly, or like objectives or something like that. And that's what I think the different special pieces are going to go on. Though it may very well be decks. We're going to find out. All right. So that's everything that was in our first spot here. So next up, let me pull out the box again. So we have the boat boards. So I know there was some controversy about what these were supposed to look like originally versus what they wound up looking like. But from first glance, I really like how they came out. I think they are light and bright, and I'm quite a fan. I think it matches the Tokaido coloring really well. I think they were originally supposed to be like wood decks or something like that. But truth be told, I think this is rather lovely. All right, so first up here, we have the boards do look like they are different. So if we look, there's kind of different colors. So we look like we have maybe a brown player, a yellow or tan player. Your boards have a 4x3 grid. They all have spaces over here for little paper ship tokens. Art-wise, we have like one with some little fish flying on the background. We have a girl with an octopus. They both have shrimp on the bottom, so I'm guessing that this is something that's consistent throughout the game. Their boards in general look the same too. It looks like they both have a an anchor or a fishing hook, whatever that is, in the top left and a little shell in the top right. There are numbers that go around the board, and they both match up depending on which one you're looking at. All right, so those are two of the boards. Then we have the green player. So really the only difference on his is just his art here. And we have the pink player. I do love when you can play as pink. And lastly, we have like this nice teal color. Okay. So as you can see by looking inside this box here, one thing that is done really, really well here is that the insert is made to actually keep everything organized. There's even like a spot for these in there. I'm guessing these are for all the punch outs once we actually punch them out. All right. So we have the little fabric bag with the laser screen printing, maybe. I'm guessing tokens of some sort are going to go in there. We have some more spots here. I'm guessing those are for those 3 big things we saw, and these are maybe for those domino-shaped pieces. We have, these look like they might be wood. Let's see. Yes, they are. So we have different wooden pieces with 1, 2, 1, 3, and 5. There's a 7 on the back. There's a 1 on the back, a 2, a 3, a 3. So curious what these will do, but they make a nice clicky sound. I don't have the geek bits for quacks, but this is always what I picture they sound like when you play with them. All right, next up, we have little tiny shell tokens. I'll take them out and I'll try to see if I can get them in focus for everybody here. All right. So we have these cute little seashells. They match all the player colors. I really like the color scheme that they used in this. I like that it's not just like the standard bright red, blue, green. These are the little paper ship origami ships. They're really cute. These are plastic, it looks like. But very adorable. I'm trying to tilt it so you can see. All right. I really love how organized this is. I wonder if Game Trees made their thing. I'm guessing they probably did. But if they didn't, whoever did it, I would definitely hire to make an organizer for a game because this is lovely. All right. Now we have some decks. Again, we're going to see how well I can do this. All right. These decks are interesting. The corners are not rounded. They are square. So we have what look like 3 different decks, the whale, the octopus, and the dolphin. These cards are linen finished, but they're kind of thin. Let's see. They look like they have their animal on the front, and they're numbered 1, 2. Oh, I guess they're making a picture of sorts. So if you were to lay them out, it would be 3, 2, 1. It makes like a cute little dolphin picture. All right. Then we also have the same thing for the octopus. So we have 1. We have 2. I like that one. He's like got an underwater volcano situation thing happening. And 3. So there's our little octopus. All right. And then last but not least is a whale. So we have the top of the whale, the middle of the And the whale's got 4 parts. Now I have to go see if anybody else had 4 parts. I thought it was just 3. And then there is the bottom. So, very cute art. I am a fan. All right. So let me double check that nobody else had 4. I really thought it was just 3, but you never know. Oh, nope, there is a 4. Each one has a 4th. Well, at least... Nope. Just the octopus also has a 4th. The dolphin does not look like that it does. All right. So that is all of these. The whale actually has a 5. So I guess it's 3, 4, and 5, depending on which animal you have. All right. So that's this little deck. You can go in right here. And I guess given that you're lining them up, it kind of makes sense that they are corners rather than rounded. Because if they were rounded, then they wouldn't line up as nicely. All right. Onto this little mini deck over here. This one has your standard round corners that you would expect from a deck. Again, linen finish. Slightly thinner cards, but they still feel nice. I'm curious if you'll need to actually shuffle them a lot or not. So we have cards that are round. So there's 2 different decks here. So in this pink deck, we'll look at first. Let me try to I can get this light to be a little bit better on the decks here. Bear with me. Learning things here. Okay. There we go. Now I'm really bright, but the deck at least is also bright. So we have this cute little deck with some rock on the back and maybe like a pagoda. So these look like they are different things that maybe you draw and do something with, or goals. So if your deck is completely full, it looks like you're going to get 5 points. If your rack contains at least 1 fish of each shape and color. So these look like they're different, maybe bonus goals that you could be achieving. Oh, that one's really cute. The skilled fisherman, big game fisherman, admirer, respectful spirit. Got more of those paper boats. Friend to whales. That's what I want. I love whales. They're one of my favorite animals. Complete fisherman. Agile fingers. That's cute. A fisherman in good shape. Animal kinship. Very colorful fisherman. I like when they have different goals that you can try to complete. Especially if you have different goals every time. I think it helps with replayability for games. So then we also have the deck with the red. And these look like maybe things that you can do. So it says you can return your first card you draw to a bag. If you catch a fish of a type, you can fish again. If you catch the fish of a type, you can fish again. So it looks like these are different, like maybe special abilities that you have. So I wonder if players will have different ones of those. Oh, bento. That's cute. All right. So that's our second little deck. We're going to save the boats for last. So let's go into Aquamarine. Just peel this off. Okay. So I think this might be a mini expansion of sorts. So overview. Yep, it's an expansion. So expansion that fixed in the game box. That's pretty cool. Love to see that. All right. So overview. Some things that are going to be in this. You're going to have some whirlpools, more crustaceans, rainbow fish, sacred rocks, additional duck cards, and another bag. I'm curious if this was a Kickstarter exclusive thing. Maybe that's why there's the special box that's so big for it, so that way it can fit in there. So we have some boats, stories about boats. All right, got some more punch boards with rainbow fish. I'm quite a fan of the rainbow fish. Look at how colorful they are. They're so cute. This is the whirlpool board. Ooh, this is really thick. Wow. Nice. All right. So you have a little board. It is double-sided. I don't know what the difference between the two sides are. Let's see. We have a pink thing in the middle, some cards. Oh, I think they swirl different directions. This one also has way less spots. So, busier side, less busy side. We have another cute little deck. And the best part about this little deck, I don't need to use anything to open it. So we have some extra cards here. So some extra objective cards and some extra little bonuses. Slide those back in there. All right. And then what else do we have? We have another bag. And this one has a fishing hook. I will say these bags are really nice. They're like velvet. They feel lovely. And again, everything fits very nicely in its little spot. I'll put Aquamarine back in here for the moment. All right. And now the moment that everybody has been waiting for. We are going to look at the boats. So, boats. There are 10 of them, and they are all in full color. I'm actually going to move the box out of the way so it's not distracting while we look at these. All right. So, this is the thing that I was most excited about. I have very few games that have full color pieces, and while I paint with acrylics, I am really bad at painting minis. It just is not my forte. Too small, not enough things to handle all the details. Takes too long. I don't really have the patience for it. I do enjoy it, but it's one of those things that, like, if I have to do it, I'll do it. But if you can give me something where it's already done for me, even better. I'm going to try to pull these guys back where I think they went. And we'll do them one at a time. Nope. Nope. Yep. All right. So first up, we have this little green boat. So for size reference, they are pretty little. I'm actually really impressed at how tiny they are. So here, this way. Okay. So little green boat. It's got like little fish wings off the side. But lots of cute little decorations on the boats. The one underneath him, this one reminds me of like a sea monster fell asleep in it, and you'll see why in a second. So they've got like little tentacles sticking out. Yeah, maybe it looks like a foot sticking out over here. Some more tentacle type pieces. I think this is your ghost ship, potentially. But super, super cute. Nice and colorful. All right, next up is one of my favorites that I've seen so far. And it is the little pink boat. I love when games have pink, in my opinion. Not enough games have pink in them. So, cute little pink one. And then you have this one, who looks like it has some sort of a Cyclops monster on the front. Look at how cute he is. He even has a little eyeball. And there we go. Now we're kind of in focus. It looks like he's like riding the ship. All right. Then we have another one of my favorite boats. This one is the octopus boat. So if you look over here, got a cute little octopus on the front. Again, nice vibrant colors. Even like shading on the sails and stuff is really impressive. All right. So next up, we have the little orange boat. All right. Following that, We have kind of what looks like your traditional boat. There's maybe some hay in the back of it. I'm just really impressed with these. The colors are so bright and like they just look so much better than an unpainted mini. All right, now we have one that looks like it has a whole house on the back of it. I like this color a lot. It's just nice and oceany. All right, we're getting to my favorite one. This is the second to last one that we have. The nice little lime green one. Kind of matches the first one a little bit. Looks more like your traditional boat, kind of what you'd expect it to be. All right. And last but not least, we have my favorite boat. And you are about to see why. It has pigs. This boat is just covered with different animals. And I absolutely love it. And by different animals, I mean just a bunch of pigs. But like, look at it. It's got a little pig waving in the front. It's so precious. I know which boat I will definitely be trying to play with when I play for the first time. So that takes us through all of the different parts of Namiji, not Najimi. All right. So, in the interest of comparing it with the base version of Tokaido, I will open up Tokaido as well. Tokaido is one of those games that has been on my physical shelf of shame for a long time, but I have played the digital version of this on a couple different occasions. I liked the digital version a lot and went, I really want to get the actual game too. And then I never actually got a chance to play it. I struggle sometimes with finding people to play new multiplayer games with me. I do so many reviews that they typically have to play those. But sometimes games that I purchase for myself that I would like to teach others, I just don't get the chance to. So we're going to at least get this out of the shrink because I think it would be fun to see kind of the comparison. So this box is kind of more your standard normal size that you would anticipate a board game box being. I'm just going to fix this that way. You are... okay, lined up again. All right, so Tokaido. Actually, let me see something before we do that. Tokaido is for 2 to 5 players as well, ages 8 and up, so it's a little bit simpler than Namiji, and it plays in about 45 minutes, so it's also around the same time, maybe a little bit longer. So let's see what's in this one. I'm curious to see the comparison between like a deluxe version versus a base version of the game. All right. So first up, you have these little things. I think they separate, but they are connected at the moment. I'm assuming they disconnect, but I will wait to rip them until I know for sure that I'm supposed to. So we have farmers. We have one that has like the cherry blossom mountains. There's a couple of those. There's 4 or 5 of each. Probably 5, one for each player. And then we have the ocean, which looks like they're headed to Numiji. All right. So then we have the rulebook. Again, pretty simple, straightforward, quick rulebook. My favorite kind of rulebooks. To let you know that it is an app. I do recommend the app. It plays really well. Has a nice tutorial mode, teach you how to play it. I'm hoping they'll make one for Numiji as well. Then we have the different characters. So punch boards, you can punch these out. The little coins. I wonder if in a deluxe version these were metal at some point. That would be cool. So more of the characters. Board. Big, but not quite as big as the Namiji board. Namiji. I keep calling it the wrong thing. So 3-part board here. So first part, second part. And the third part, scores at the top. As you'll see, the colors kind of match each other for the different games. They still have the trackers, but everything kind of follows a nice consistent color scheme between the two. In this one, we just have some basic baggies. We have a deck of cards. We have our little player pieces. And again, a nice insert, but this one definitely seems like the box is way bigger than it needs to be, whereas with Namiji, the box is definitely the appropriate size for the amount of stuff that is in it. But again, it's a nice organizer. It looks like it has kind of spots for everything. So your different color people and the little tokens. Let me flip this one so you can see him too. All right. So obviously a lot more content in Numiji than there is in Tokaido in terms of physical pieces for the game. But let's see what else is in here. And I need that X-Acto knife once more. I have to put the Pudgy Cat away sometimes when I do unboxings where I need the X-Acto knife because she thinks it's a pen, and pens are one of her favorite things to play with. So we can't have the cat playing with knives. All right. So deck, as you can see, there are a bunch of different color cards in this. These ones are not linen finish comparatively, which is kind of interesting. So it seems like they went for fancier cards for the other one. So different kinds of decks in here. These would get split up by color type. But let me show you just kind of what's on them. So the different characters, different food, different scenery. Oh, there's monkeys in the water here. That's cute. Different types of clothing. Lots of food, more panoramas. So this one has a large deck of cards, but it's really multiple smaller decks. And then depending on different players who get to different locations first, they'll have different options of things to be able to pick from. Lots of food options. Sushi. Ooh, that looks good. It's a whole feast. All right. And that is everything. So if you have questions about either of the games, feel free to reach out, leave a comment, let me know. I am happy to answer whatever I can. But I'm looking forward to getting to do this more often. I'm enjoying trying to learn how to live stream. So it has been fun, and hopefully I will figure out how to get this thing to not be in the way one of these days. But for now, thanks everybody for joining, and I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely weekend. Bye.